Hi everyone, my name is Jaden Wu, and today I'll be talking about the commercialization of sports, which is one of the biggest sociological issues shaping the games that we love. A little bit about me. I've been a Manchester United fan since 2011, and growing up, football was more than just a hobby for me. It was part of my identity. Over time, though, I've seen how ownership and profit motives, especially under the Glazers and United, have transformed the way fans like me experience the game. But before we dive in, what is commercialization? At its core, and in sport, commercialization is when financial profit becomes the top priority in sport. It's when teams, leagues, and even athletes are managed by businesses chasing sponsorships, global audiences, TV deals, and merchandise sales. Sport shifts from being a community game to an entertainment product. And while that can bring money and innovation, it can also create conflict between tradition and profit. It's like a double-edged sword. You get a fancy new training facility, but also you get fans rioting outside. A little bit about Manchester United. To clear up the issue in Manchester United under the Glazer family, since their takeover in 2005, the Glazers have loaded the club with debt, taken massive dividends, and often treat the club like a cash machine. As a fan, it's disheartening. Ticket prices rise, new sponsors arrive every season, and money is siphoned out. While on the pitch, United has struggled to reach the heights we once had. For many of us, it feels like the soul of the club, the connection between the fans and the players and community, is being replaced by corporate interests. That's why there have been countless fan protests, boycotts, and movements demanding change. Although the reason I selected commercialization as my topic is partly because of Manchester United, but that is not the only reason. Commercialization is everywhere in modern sport, from local football to cricket to the Olympics and the American leagues. It changes how clubs and teams are run, how fan experiences the game, and even what it means to be a supporter. I chose it because it's not just a business trend, it's a sociological issue. It reshapes identity, community, power, and culture in sport. To explore this, I'm drawing on the article How Fans Are Affected by the Commercialization of Elite Sports by Weinel, Armbrecht, Lundberg, and Nilsson. They highlight four pillars that explain how commercialization impacts fans everywhere. These pillars being identity, attitudes, emotions, and behaviors. Let's start with identity. Identity creates global fan bases, letting people worldwide feel connected, but also erodes local traditions, reducing passionate supporters to customers. Sport has become a global cultural product, but often at the cost of local roots. This shift changes what it means to be a fan, from community identity to more of a consumer. Then we have attitudes. Money can bring in stars, a new stadium, and spark tons of optimism. But when profit takes priority, fans resent owners and sponsors. Clubs today are judged not just by results on the pitch, but how authentic their connection to fans feel. It shows how commercialization directly shapes trust and loyalty between clubs and their supporters. Then we have emotions. Heritage jerseys, nostalgia events can deepen excitement, but corporate stadiums and VIP boxes often sterilize the atmosphere. Sport is now more of a theatrical, designed to trigger passion, though it sometimes feels manufactured. When emotions feel artificial, it risks weakening the deep emotional bonds that keep fans committed over time. Lastly, we have behaviors. Commercialization opens new ways to engage, streaming, merchandise, global tours, but rising prices and alienation push fans to protest, boycott, or even form breakaway clubs. Fans today are not just passive customers, they organize and demand a voice. This shows how commercialization can unintentionally empower fans to reclaim influence and resist being sidelined. Taken together, the four pillars show that commercialization isn't only about revenue, it's about reshaping what sports in society means. It reorganizes identity, loyalty, and power, turning games into both cultural institutions and global businesses. The impact on sport today is clear. It has shifted from being primarily a community tradition to operating as a marketplace. On one hand, commercialization fuels growth, better players, and audiences. On the other, it risks alienating the very fans whose passion keeps the sport alive. Today, sport is a driving force of passion and business. That tension is what defines modern sport, and why commercialization is one of the most important sociological issues we need to examine. Thank you.